A good investing tool should do more than show you numbers. It should help you make sense of them. Stock Rover claims to do both, and in this review, I'll break down its research, its screening, valuation, and portfolio tools to see if it truly helps serious investors analyze stocks better, or maybe if a simpler option is enough. So, let's get right into it. I spent weeks testing Stock Rover and comparing it with alternatives like Finviz and Seeking Alpha, and here's what I found. Stock Rover is built for investors who make decisions based on company fundamentals rather than short-term price movements. So if you enjoy digging into financials before investing, this is the type of platform you'll appreciate. It basically brings institutional-style data and analysis into one platform. This makes it especially appealing to investors who want to systematically find opportunities, evaluate companies, and monitor portfolio performance and risk, rather than simply track prices or place trades. But don't just take my word for it. Take this trading system's developer's word, for example. He said that while most tools focus on the how of price action, Stock Rover focuses on the why. In other words, it focuses on fundamental valuation. He emphasized that this isn't just a charting platform for day trading. Instead, it's a highly powered data engine that is designed for equity investors, swing traders, and fundamental analysts who need institutional grade screening and portfolio analytics. And he also compared it to a Bloomberg terminal, but at a much lower price. Yeah, that pretty much matches my experience. In my testing, Stock Rover gave me access to hundreds of metrics for screening stocks, which is way more than what you get from other competitors out there. And the fact that it's similar to Bloomberg Terminal but at a lower price is really great. And the depth is honestly impressive. All right, now let me walk you through exactly how it performs when you start actually using it every single day. Let's start with the stock screener. This is what most people come to Stock Rover for, and honestly, it earns the attention. Depending on your plan, you get access to over 700 fundamental metrics. Whether you're looking for undervalued companies, fast growing companies, reliable dividend stocks, or financially strong companies, or many others, Stock Rover gives you enough filters to narrow your search in minutes instead of hours. And then once I found some interesting stocks, I wanted to compare them. So this is where the comparison tools come in. Stock Rover lets you compare hundreds or thousands of stocks and ETFs side by side across hundreds of metrics and lets you nitpick and pick different features that you want. You can evaluate financial strength, valuation, performance, and other characteristics without jumping between different research platforms. For users who like to dig beneath the stock price and compare potential investments, this makes the research process much more efficient. And it's not just me saying this either. Even stockbrokers.com, one of the most trusted names in investment research, pointed out that StockRover stands out for offering over 700 different metrics and enabling investors to dive far deeper in sorting trade opportunities, all at a really competitive price. That kind of validation from an independent source reinforces what I experienced during my testing. And here's another tool I genuinely relied on, the investor warnings feature, which scans for potential red flags in a company's financial statements. So think declining margins, deteriorating balance sheet ratios, or revenue quality concerns. It surfaces these alongside your screener results. So then instead of checking manually some financial statements one company at a time, the warnings immediately highlight those companies with deteriorating fundamentals, which makes narrowing down candidates that much faster. But Stock Rover is not just for finding stocks, it's also for managing your own portfolio. Stock Rover brings together some deep fundamental data and powerful screening and smart portfolio management and real-time analysis into this one unified workspace, which is designed for serious investors. So it can do a lot at a time. The portfolio analytics tools are where Stock Rover really does its most distinctive work. One tool in particular stood out to me, which is the correlation analysis tool. This scores every pair of positions in your portfolio on price movement correlation. The practical value becomes obvious once your portfolio grows. Two companies in different sectors can still have highly correlated returns if they share the same sensitivity to interest rates or commodity prices. Most portfolio tools miss this because they only look at sector labels. But Stock Rover catches this. Now, if you're worried about staying informed, Stock Rover also has you covered with watch lists and alerts. You can set up text or email alerts for price changes, volume, dividend yield, and many other criteria, which is especially useful for investors who don't want to sit in front of a screen all day, but still want to stay informed when something important changes. Now, despite everything I like about Stock Rover, the platform isn't perfect, right? One of the main downsides that I found is the lack of a public API. This is its biggest hurdle for algorithmic traders. If you want to automate trade execution directly from your screening results, you're kind of out of luck. But for most fundamental traders and long-term investors who go hands-on with it, this simply doesn't matter. The equation screener and CSV exports give you plenty of power without needing the code, right? When it comes to cost, Stock Rover isn't the cheapest research platform, but it's not the highest, and its research and its data and its analytics and its tools, I think, justify it. Its pricing is designed to scale with the depth of research that you actually need, too. So there are four tiers to their paid plans. First, the Premium, which is priced at $34 a month. Then Premium Plus, which is priced at $70 per month. Then there's also the Ultimate plan, which costs $99 per month, and the Ultimate Pro plan, which costs $199 per month. But you can also save up to 40% with 2-year billing and up to 30% with annual billing for each of the plans. To get the most current pricing or any special deals to the full breakdown of exactly what each plan offers side by side, check that link in the description below. So, is Stock Rover the ultimate stock research tool? Well, for the right investor, I think it comes pretty close. If you rely on deep fundamental research, advanced stock screening, and detailed portfolio analysis, it's a platform that can save time and help you make more informed investment decisions. But if you mainly trade on technical analysis or only need these basic research tools, besides for all the expansive and complicated stuff, then yeah, it might be more than you actually need. So in the end, whether it's worth paying for comes down to how you invest. If your strategy depends on digging much deeper and understanding it before you buy, then Stock Rover is absolutely worth a closer look. So check out that link in the description to learn more and see if it's the right fit for you.